Basketball is a ball game played by two opposing teams. The objective of this game is to attack the opponent court and shot the ball into their basket to make points. It is played in two halves of 20 minutes. After 40 minutes, the team that makes more points wins the game. Basketball was started by Dr. James Naismith in 1892. At first, the basket was hung on the wall where the ball was being shot. They had to use a ladder to make the ball back. But later on, they made a basket with a hole so the ball could go through. It was then the development of this game was started. They formulated the rules that would guide them in playing. But to make the game wholesome, changes in the game was made. The game was played in different places in America and in other countries. In 1936, the basketball was included in the Olympic Games. Basketball was brought to the Philippines by the Americans, and it became popular and was made a unit in physical education curriculum and an event in school sports program. But later on, the girls learned to play this game and competed like the boys in a different level of
Court
competition.
dimension. Basketball courts come in many different sizes.
In the National Basketball Association (NBA), the court is 94 by 50 feet 28.7 by 15.2 meters. Under International Basketball Federation FIBA rules, the court is slightly smaller, measuring 28 by 15 meters 91.9 by 49.2 feet. In amateur basketball, court sizes vary widely. The baskets are always 10 feet 3.05 m above the floor, except possibility in youth competition.
The center lines divide the court into two equal halves.
Facilities and equipment in basketball. Basketball rules and regulations. The rules of basketball can vary slightly depending on the level of play. For example, professional rules differ from college rules, or where the game is played, international rules are different from USA professional rules. These rule differences, however, are usually just variations on the basic game of basketball. Rules for the offense. The basketball team on offense is the term with the basketball. When a player has the basketball, there are certain rules they must follow. 1. The player must bounce or dribble the ball with one hand while moving both feet. If, any time, both hands touch the ball or the player stops dribbling, the player must only move foot. 2. Basketball player can only take home turn at dribbling. In other words, once a player has stopped dribbling, they cannot start another dribble. A player who start another dribble. A player who starts dribbling again is called for a double dribble dribbling violation and loses the basketball to other team. A player can only start another dribble after another player from either team touches or gains control of the basketball. This is usually after a shot or pass. 3. The ball must stay in bounds. If the offensive team loses the ball out of bounds, the other team gets control of the basketball. 4. The player's hand must be on top of the ball while dribbling. If they touch the bottom of the basketball while dribbling and continue dribble, this is called carrying the ball, and the player will lose the ball to the other team. 5. Once the offensive team crosses the half court, they may not go back into the backcourt. This is called backcourt violation. If the defensive team knocks the ball into the backcourt, then the offensive team can recover the ball legally. Defensive rules. The team on defense is the team without the basketball. 1. Main rule for the defensive player is not to foul. A foul is described as gaining an unfair advantage through physical contact. There is some interpretation that has to be made by the referee. But in general, the defensive player may not touch the offensive player in a way that causes the offensive player in a way that causes the offensive player to lose the ball or miss a shot. Rules for everyone. 1. Although the foul rule is described above as a defensive rule, it applies exactly the same to all players on the court, including offensive players. 2. Basketball players cannot kick the ball or hit it with their fist. 3. No player can touch the basketball while it is traveling downward towards the basket or if it is on the rim. This is called goaltending. Touching the ball on the rim is legal in some games. Every player on the court is subject to the same rules regardless of the position they play. The position in basketball are just for team basketball strategy, and there are no position in the rules. Officiating officials. The game of basketball is not officiated only by referees. There is a whole group of officials to manage a game and to keep things on track. The group includes referee, umpire, scorer, timekeeper, and shot clock operator. Referees are the main official of the game. They are the ones who are actually responsible for enforcing rules and regulations and calling fouls and violations. Lead referee, also known as a crew chief in NBA, is in charge of the game. Normally, all 2 or 3 referees are independent in terms of making their decisions, but in case of a dispute, it's the lead referee whose verdict is considered final. Scorer. They keep running summary of points scored, notify field goals and free throws made and missed. They also record the fouls called on each player and informs a referee if 6 fouls is called against a player to eject him from game. Also notes the timeouts and let the referee knows if all timeouts have been used up by a team. Timers. Timers assist referee in recording time. Generally, 2 timers are appointed by the league. One is official timer who operates the game clock, and the other is shot clock operator, who operates 24-second clock. Official crew alerts referee when each half is going to start and stops the clock when any kind of interruption occurs during a game, fouls, out of bound timeouts. While shot clock timer informs referee when a player takes 24 or more seconds to shoot a ball, keeping the ball in possession for 24 seconds or more is a violation. Passing. Chest pass. Chest pass is passing the ball to another player at chest level. Flex both arms, placing the ball close to the chest and flip with wrist action towards catcher. Overhead pass. Place the ball overhead. Flip ball with wrist action toward the catcher. Bounce pass. Bounce the ball forward toward the catcher. Catching. Correct way of catching must be learned. Stand in a relaxed but stable and firm position. Place both hands in front with open palms. Dribbling is a basic skill by pushing the ball repeatedly to the floor. Tapping the ball is not allowed. The fingers control the ball. Dribbling can be done on different levels. High dribble. Low dribble. Crossover dribble. Shooting. Set shot can be done in 2 ways: one-handed set shot and two-handed set shot. One-handed set shot. One-handed set shot: stand straight, slightly advance a foot, hold the ball with one hand overhead, focus eyes on the ring, and shoot the ball. Two-handed set shot. The procedure is the same as in the one-handed set shot, except that 12 hands are needed to dove shot. Jump shot. Dribble the ball toward the goal. Instantly stop and jump. Shoot the ball while suspended in the air.